On July 4th, 2025, Kerr County, Texas was hit by a massive storm system that dumped relentless rain across the region. In just one night, radar showed more than 10 to 12 inches falling. Some areas recorded nearly 13 inches. Rivers surged, roads vanished, and entire neighborhoods were swallowed by floodwaters. This is one of 7 special episodes in a full series honoring the men and women who responded to the rescue and relief efforts during that catastrophic event. Welcome to the Real ResQ Podcast, part of Vertical Helicast family, alongside the Hangar Z Podcast, the Helicopter Podcast, Valor Flight Crew Podcast, and Vertical MRO Podcast. Check them all out at verticalhelicast.com. A huge thank you to Vertical Magazine and all the sponsors who made this in-person interview possible. Breeze Eastern, the world's only dedicated helicopter hoist and winch provider. Check them out at breeze-eastern.com. Precision Aviation Group. Their precision is a key to your performance. Check them out at precisionaviationgroup.com. Ready Bar, the mission ready meal bar. 1 bar equals 1 meal. Perfect for everyday packs. Check them out at getreadybar.com, and on checkout, add the promo code RESQ10 for 10% off. To open up this series, we welcome a Texas Task Force 1 boat crewman who loves time on the lake doing a little wake surfing. He and his wife are both collegiate pole vault athletes, and he's a team roper. Please welcome Mr. Mark Moody. My name is Jason Quinn. I am United States Coast Guard Rescue Swimmer number 500. These are my rescues and rescues from those of us that put our lives on the line every day so others may live. This is the Real ResQ Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Real ResQ Podcast. I have had a unique opportunity to be here at, I'm going to call you my new buddy.
Okay,
Is
I'm
that
good
cool?
with that.
All right, my new buddy.
Yeah.
His name, Mr. Mark Moody, and he is one of the lieutenants here in the San Antonio Fire Department, as well as a squad leader on the Texas Task Force 1, right?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
All right, cool. And we are here in San Antonio, Texas, your home, literally at your house.
Yes.
And the greatest part about it is we are drinking whiskey and having a beer at the same time. Cheers to that, my
Yes,
friend.
sir.
Come on. I like it. So thank you for the drink. This is exciting. Now, I've asked you to come on because actually there's a couple people that have asked you to come on and join me. So I think you got talked into it, and poof, here we are.
Yes, that's it. I don't feel like I necessarily had a choice, I guess.
There's always well, maybe not on this one. But yeah, whatever. Hey, listen, I really appreciate you joining me today. And one of the stories that we're going to get into is the Kerrville incident, because you had a pretty big hand in that towards the very beginning of it.
Yes, sir. I'd say very early in it.
Yeah. But before we get into that one of the things that I love doing, I love to hear other people's stories and things they've gotten into, but you have your very first water rescue, which is kind of an amusing story as well. So I'd like to start with that, and then we'll get into a little bit of background.
Okay. Yeah. We were in San Antonio doing San Antonio things, right? Flooding problems in San Antonio. And we got reports of a guy in the water, and 2 boats go out. One goes upstream. We go downstream. Boat upstream missed the guy, not with the rescue itself, but just the guy was already downstream by the time they got to where they were. So we knew he was coming to us. We had a kind of a bad spot on a washout, which is anything that's downstream. If you flip your boat, what you're going to get pulled into. And we had a low head dam down below us. And so we knew we didn't want to get into that low head dam. It's probably going to be pretty rough on us. So guys coming down the stream, we launch our boat, we head upstream, and we have a saying in San Antonio, when you hit the water and you get in the water and you need rescued, you're always naked. And so this
That's
guy,
kind of funny.
yeah, everybody jokes about it, right? Before you've ever made a rescue in your life, and as far as a water rescue, and then the first one you come up to, there was a couple guys in the boat. I think they were first on this type of thing,
Yeah.
And so sure enough, this guy's all the way naked, right? And so he's
And this
coming
is your
down.
first boat rescue ever.
Yes, this is the first one, right? And so I said, hey, what is the chances that this guy's really naked? Like everybody jokes about it. Maybe this is a thing. And it is. I've learned that now that this is the running water. They try to grab stuff and it rips their clothes off, right?
Yeah.
So sure enough, there's a guy in the boat with me. Get up to the guy. He's naked. He's slick because he's just skin with it's wet. And we pull him in the boat and his parts ended up very close to the other guy in the boat's face. So,
oh my gosh.
yeah, here you go. Welcome to Water Rescue World, right? So I'd say that's pretty good first time.
Life saved and a great memory. I'm going to call that a core memory too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I will never forget that. That's definitely etched in my mind.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. I don't know. Let's see. I can actually honestly say there's a handful of other guys that I've seen. I'm like, yep, that's etched in my mind. I didn't need that, but it's there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You can't do this like for a career without seeing another man's junk at one point or another.
Right. Yeah. And the poor guy that was in the boat with me got a real close picture of it. So he might have a core memory that's a little more solid than mine. So I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. And the guy that you rescued is just so happy to be out of the water too.
Oh yeah. He was happy to be out of the water. He was maybe on some drugs, so he was a little confused, but
okay. Yeah, it happens.
He was a little confused, but he was happy to be out. He was super happy to get in that boat.
Oh my gosh. I love these stories. You cannot make this stuff up, and that's what makes it so fun.
Yes.
Dude, that's hilarious. Dude, thank you so much for sharing that, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, Mark, bring us into it. Like, what brought you into San Antonio Fire Department and then into Texas Task Force 1?
Okay. I guess fire department. I was in college because my mother just begged me to go to college. Wasn't
Thanks,
necessarily in my wheelhouse, I wouldn't say. I hated high school. Turned out I loved college.
Did you really?
I did love college.
Oh, good for you. Because I was not a big high school. I'm like, it is what it is. We have to do it. Yeah, I get it. I didn't. So I went to the military, not to college, but I get excited for people who are like, oh my God, I loved college.
Yeah.
What?
It turned out, great friends there. So I think that probably had a lot to do with it. And then the different type of education, learning something that you're kind of interested in, made it better for me. So yeah, I was in college, enjoying the classes or whatnot, I guess, as much as you can. Not loving them.
What were you studying?
My degree is in health and fitness management, and I got a minor in business.
You look kind of ripped here. You walked out on the outside. I'm like, oh damn, my boy's ripped. Let's go.
You're too kind.
Let's go hit the gym. Whatever, dude. We're the same age. We're not old yet.
Well, you didn't have to let everybody know that, did you?
Well, they don't know how old I am. Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, now they know how old we both are. Thanks.
Sorry.
Appreciate you.
Hey, you know what? That just means that everybody younger than us needs to keep up.
Yeah, that's right. Right? That's right.
Yeah. We're setting a bar and they need to keep up.
Okay. I can get with that. So yeah, in college, got this degree. Everything's pointing towards being indoors my whole life, right? With this degree.
Yeah.
At that point, I was looking at like corporate fitness world or whatnot. And I knew some firemen. I had gone to church with one fireman my whole life, and his job always seemed cool to me, right? I was like, this guy does cool stuff, right? And then there's another guy that had a lot of stories, more so than the guy I went to church with, right? Because some stories are not necessarily church appropriate sometimes, right. So you get some better stories when they're not.
Those are the ones you got to go to confession for.
Yeah. So, this guy, I got reunited with him probably around my sophomore year of high school or college. And he started talking about fire department stuff. And I was like, you know what? This office world's not for me. And he's telling me about how everything was new every day, right? And I've always been the kind of person that didn't want to do the same thing over and over and over. I need fresh and I need new stuff in my life. And so he's telling me all these different kinds of stories and all the different stuff they did. And I said, man, this sounds really like I could get into this. And I was already so far ahead in college, I didn't want to give all that up, right?
Right.
And I was on a team, so I didn't want to back out on my team either. So I stuck through there, and I'm super glad that I did. And then I was about a year out. San Antonio takes about a year to get in the fire department. So I was like, I'm just gonna roll the dice, and maybe I'll get in 1 year. It'll be perfect. I'll be graduated, and then I'll start the academy. And so that's what I did. Took the test, graduated college in May, and started the fire academy in August. So it worked out almost perfect for me. And I've enjoyed most of all of it for the last 23 years.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So I do want to back up just for a minute because you said you were a part of a team, and we were talking offline a little bit. You're a pole vaulter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it fits pretty well with firemen, right? Anybody that's been into any kind of something that dumps adrenaline, they have that drive for it their whole life. And so as you do those things, I need to do that.
Yeah.
And the fire side and the rescue side is that, right? And
Totally
whether
is.
people want to admit it or not, that's part of the joy of helping people, right? Because sometimes it's a little dangerous. Sometimes you get a big adrenaline dump.
Yeah.
And that's part of why you feel so good, right?
And that's why we chase it all the time.
Right. So, yeah.
Dude, that's awesome, man. I love it. All right. So what brings you into Task Force 1? Like, cause you do, the way I understand it, and help me out with this a little bit, is that you guys as firemen, you get qualified and you go through your steps and you get learning and you're doing all this stuff. And at one point or another, like you just want more. So is that for you? Is that something that happened?
Yes. 100%. So I was on the fire side for 3 or 4 years. In San Antonio, you can go to EMS. After that, you promote and you go to EMS. So I promoted, went to EMS. EMS life was not for me.
Are you a full-on paramedic?
I am a paramedic, yes.
Hey, good for you.
So
don't ever let it go.
Yeah. So it wasn't my jam being in the ambulance for sure.
Uh-huh.
I struggled through that a little bit, but then when I got out, came back to the fire side, and one of my friends that I've known since I got in the department, right, was a captain at Rescue. And he came up to me and asked me, he's like, hey man, I think you'd like it here. Why don't you put in? So I was like, okay. So I interviewed, got a position, and the rest just flows after that, right? Because you go into rescue, you go from just fighting fire and doing EMS calls to all this other stuff, high angle rescue and cave and, trench rescue and the boats, right? So then the boats, I was like, oh, I like water, right? This is fun stuff. And I like driving boats, and anything power sports is fun. So I luckily got in kind of in a good time. We had a heavy amount of rain in kind of the same area, Kerrville area, and downstream on the Guadalupe. And that flows into Canyon Lake. Well, Canyon Lake had record high water. And so they released a lot of water out of that dam for a long time. And so that gave us a really good opportunity to train on the boats a lot.
Oh, nice.
And so at this point, I was not part of task force yet. And I got just a lot of reps in the boat to get an idea of if this was for me or not, right?
Yeah.
So we did that, and I was like, I want to be on this team, right? And it's kind of hard to get on the team sometimes, especially the Swiftwater team. Actually, all the teams at Texas Task Force are super difficult to get on sometimes. And I was like begging the guys, it's like, all right, what do I have to do? I want to get on this team. I want to go. When y'all are going out the door, I want to be with you. I don't want to be sitting on the couch right here waiting for this fire to drop when I know y'all are out in this water, right?
Yeah.
And so anyway, finally I was fortunate enough to get on, and ever since it's just been going, man.
Dude, that's insane. That's great, man. Good on you. I have talked to a handful of guys just about the boat world and what you guys do and how you go. It was mentioned that you guys go to Tennessee for some water training. Is that right?
Tennessee? Yes, sir. That's correct.
Yeah. So that's awesome as well.
Yeah, that place is incredible. That's really good water for training. It's hard to find in Texas. It's hard to find water like that to train on. It has to be almost a flooding event, and if it's a flooding event, we're usually
You're
in the
busy.
water. We're busy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So fortunately, we were able to go to Tennessee to get our certifications, our initial certifications and recertifications kept up for that swiftwater boat operator. Um, so yeah,
That's cool. The reason I'm actually bringing that up is because I want to touch on the fact that you guys, from everything that I've learned so far, the amount of training that goes into what you guys do for response time and driving into some of the stuff that you have to drive into is like top notch. And I've been highly impressed to see what you guys train and how, and then some of the stuff that you go into. And I'm like, wow, that's like, I would be right there with you. If I could be there with you, I would absolutely do it 100%.
yeah, I think
So
you'd enjoy it. It's
we might
a
have to
wild
go for a
ride.
ride.
We might have to go for
We
a
might
ride.
have to go for a ride. Okay. Don't tease me right now. Come on, Mark. Like, I'm in. Okay.
Yeah.
My wife might be sitting on the shoreline, but I'm in with you guys.
Yeah, we could have fun.
Okay. All right. So what I'd like to do now is, and again, the reason I'm bringing up the training side is because you prepare so much, and we all do this. That's in rescue. We prepare for the worst case scenario, and this is kind of what happened with the flooding on the 4th of July. So, if you don't mind, I'd love to get your perspective of what you guys did.
Yeah, for sure. I would say that was my old worst case scenario, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have to up that bar now. That one surprised me.
Why did it surprise you?
I would say I didn't anticipate the water being able to be that big.
I don't think anybody did though.
Right.
Like even the news, because I watched a little bit. I've watched a lot of news clips. I've watched a lot of social media stuff on it, and I'm saying that too because it was you guys had pre-stage stuff, but nobody expected it to do what it did. Nobody.
Right. We were watching the news. We were watching 6 weather apps. We joke about how many weather apps we look at when we're on these deployments, right?
That's kind of funny, but wow.
Yeah. When you're in this world, you always got to expect more than you could imagine. And I feel like I'm usually pretty good about that. And so you try to predict like what's going to happen. Where's this water moving? How high is it going to get? How's it going to get outside of the area it's in now? So that blew up my mind on that. Right. So now I'm like, okay, if it can get that big, it can get bigger because there's always bigger and badder. Right. And if you don't have that mindset, then I think you can get trapped.
Right.
So yeah, I can kind of tell you, run you through this scenario of what we did and how things went down.
For sure.
I think it started about 3 a.m. We were pre-staged July 2nd. They had sent us to Kerrville. Predictions of possibly some bad rain, heavy rains somewhere in the Texas Hill Country was kind of their plan. So they had boat teams spread out across the state in that area that they thought they could happen in. So we just happened to be in Kerrville.
Yeah.
So went through the 3rd. Nothing was happening yet. I don't think the predictions were for the 3rd. I think they were mainly for the 4th. And about, I think it was somewhere between 2:45, 3 o'clock, somewhere in that time frame, got a call from my water group supervisor. And he's like, hey, have you had any phone calls from anybody? And I was like, no. And we'd been watching the weather and we knew that it was raining pretty hard. At that time, we didn't know how hard it had been raining upriver, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Had no idea. We knew it had been raining on us a little bit, but nothing extreme at that point. And so he's like, okay, I think there's a lot of people stuck. And I was like, okay. He's like, I just got a call that people need assistance. So he's like, here's a phone number. Call this guy. He's the one that's supposed to have the information for you. So I call him. He's like, we have victims everywhere. He said it's really bad.
Wow.
So our initial call was to a family that was on the roof of a 2-story house.
Holy cow.
And this is up the address was up closer to Hunt. So crew gets together. We're out the door super quick, less than 5 minutes. Everybody's got the dry suits on, and we're rolling. So we start heading up the Guadalupe River, and we can see the water's moving a little bit, but where we're driving, it's normal kind of flood water, not even extreme water whatsoever. But it's just ticked up a little bit from norm. And we get going a little further, the water gets a little heavier, and we start to see that it's swelling, right? It's starting to get a little wider in the banks.
Oh.
And we get about to Ingram, somewhere right around Ingram. And when we get to Ingram, we meet a sheriff's deputy, and we pull over, and he's like, man, we can't get past the bend up here. And he's not in a truck, right? So he's in a smaller vehicle. And so we said, well, we're going to go look at it. We're going to see if we can get past it. So we go past him, and we see up ahead like this, we're not going to make this. The water's starting to get running a little harder. And it's splashing right over. It's running out of one neighborhood, I think, and it's getting onto the road in front of us. And so there's two local fire guys, trucks that are parked in a parking lot off to the side away from the river. And so we pull in there, and we're like, we got to figure out how to get to these people. Like, we can't get there this way. And we have a pretty good distance to go. So we can't drop boats in and drive 5 miles in the dark.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't make sense.
In floodwater, right?
Right.
We pull over, and we're like, these guys, maybe they know something that's not on the map. There's some way to get around. And when we pull into that parking lot, you see the water starting to rise. I start talking to these guys, and we look over, and we're like, we got to get out of here now. It moved super quick. It went from being in the banks of the Guadalupe River to over the road and then splashing into the parking lot. And the parking lot
that you guys were parked in.
Yes, the parking lot we were parked in.
Dang, okay.
And I don't know the exact height above the road that our parking lot was. The parking lot was still dry, but the exits were kind of getting covered up. So we got our boats on. We're trying to get out of the parking lot. The two other fire department vehicles that were there that were not with us, they shot out. The first one got in really deep water. The second one got in super deep water, got a little squirrely. They were taller vehicles than what we had. So we knew at that point, we're stuck. We can't exit where they did. We will get washed away because the water.
Oh my gosh.
You hear people talk about a wall of water. I've never seen a wall of water.
Yeah.
But I've definitely seen a swell, right? And this was a swell. So that swell came through in about 30 seconds and changed our strategy completely.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So we're in that parking lot. We got to try to figure out a different way out. There is a bend in the road that comes away from the river, and there's a empty lot next to this parking lot.
Yeah.
And so we see that, and we're like, that's our exit. It's still passable. We can still get out of that. So to get into that lot, we had a chain. They had put a chain across it. So we started cutting the chain, got into that parking lot. The exit we were going to take had another chain, which we couldn't see in the dark because it was probably, I'd say it's 100 yards from where we cut the first chain.
Yeah.
So we had to cut another chain. By the time we cut that second chain, that exit was not able to go. Like, we're not going out there.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So at this point, we're looking for other exit strategies. Just trying to keep from getting washed away, I guess, right? This is some rock in the lot, but mainly dirt and mud, and it's slick. So we're sliding all over the place.
Trying to drive.
Right. And we have guys out of the vehicles, cutting these chains and whatnot and trying to find exits for us.
Oh my God.
So at this point, we see there's a gate that goes into a storage facility, right? Self-storage. But behind the gate is probably a 10-foot long cargo trailer, like a box trailer. So we know if we're going to open this gate, we're going to have to move that trailer to get up there. And I was like, at this point, I think most of us were thinking if we can get up there, we can ride this out, and the water's going to go back down because we're already a long ways from the river at this point. So we go to work on that gate, cut the gate open, slide it open. I'm pretty sure the cargo trailer was empty. It seemed like it anyway, because we could move it in the mud.
Nice.
So we moved the cargo trailer, pulled through, and then got up as high as we could in the storage area, right? 2 trucks, 2 boats. And we were all thinking that we could be able to get out another way. Like storage units don't usually just have one bad way to get in and out.
Yeah, right.
And so we're thinking we're going to be able to keep on going upstream, exit out somewhere else up there. So we jump out and everybody's looking for that exit. It's not there.
Oh my gosh.
The only exit was back into the water that we just come out of pretty much. So at this point, we're hoping that the water is going to stop rising, but it's still raining. And so raining on us is one thing, but if it's still raining upstream, that's another thing, right? That's going to keep bringing water. And so we're watching this, still dark. I have no idea the time frame of this, right?
Yeah.
As far as how long we were doing things here, but I don't think it's very long. So we get our vehicles up as high and as close to the storage units themselves as we could, and we start trying to find exit strategies. And we probably at any time, we could have just abandoned our trucks and boats and got out and walked out, right? Yeah. Not at any time, but most times.
Okay. All right.
So, but at this point, we're really realizing the magnitude of this event, right? For water to be able to rise that fast, and we knew exactly what was upstream, and we knew exactly there was RV parks and there was camps, and we knew how high this water had gone on us already. So we were like, we gotta try to save as much of our equipment as we can. We can't just abandon it.
Yeah.
Because we need this. Like we need to get back in the fight,
right.
For lack of better terms.
Yeah.
And I think everybody was on page with that. Like, hey, we got to clear this problem right here, and then we got to go try to help some people. And so there is around this storage building or the storage facility, it's about an 8-foot fence, and it has pipe top and bottom rows, and then it has woven fence in between it.
Is that barbed wire on top?
There was no barbed wire on top, so we could have definitely. Oh, there was barbed wire on top. Yes, you're correct.
Because most facilities that I see that are storage units, they keep that pretty secure. So,
yeah.
Oh my
so
God,
there was a
dude.
top layer of barbed wire, and so everybody, we got 6 guys on the crew, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's working. I'm trying to keep our water group soup kind of informed, which was difficult because it wouldn't stop raining. The only place I could do that was inside the truck. So we were doing that, and the guys and everybody was just working to cut this pipe. So luckily we had sawzalls and some angle grinders and
awesome
pliers. And so we cut 2 exit paths, and we were going to try to pull trucks through them. And then that did not work. Like the water came up too quick, couldn't get trucks go through those areas. So at this point, we're like, okay, boys, this is where we're at. We're going to either hope this water starts going down and we can pull out of here eventually, or when it gets high enough, we're going to have to just jump on the boat. So,
holy cow, what a decision to make.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to picture myself here as in you're there to help. You're there to go help those in need, and all of a sudden you are literally trapped. Like it's a little of like, what the fuck is going on?
Right. Yeah.
And I don't mean to I just dropped that.
Yeah.
Cause I know that's what's going through my head right now. Like, oh my God. We're going to divert real quick to thank our sponsors.
Breeze Eastern, For over 80 years, Breeze Eastern has designed and manufactured battle-proven aerial rescue hoists, winches, and cargo hooks. Each product is carefully crafted to support demanding mission scenarios, ensuring the job gets done safely and efficiently. Visit them today at www.breeze-eastern.com. Precision Aviation Group. Mission-critical operators and fleet managers rely on Precision Aviation Group as a worldwide leading rotor and fixed-wing MRO provider. PAG provides tip-to-tail solutions in 4 MRO segments: avionics, components, engines, and manufacturing DER services. A single point of contact gives you access to over 150 million in inventory, globally 24/7. Just call 800-537-2778. Precision Aviation Group. Others sell parts. We sell support.
And Ready Bar. Originally made for astronauts, now designed for first responders and built for you. This high-performance meal bar provides complete nutrition without the sugar crash. A must-have for any helmet bag, swimmer bag, or everyday pack. Get yours today at getreadybar.com and use the promo code RESQ10 for 10% off. Ready Bar. Zero crash. All fuel.
Yeah. And so to give you a reference, I measured it afterwards because I want to know like what the distance was from the river to where we were.
Yeah.
To the trucks. And it was, I think, about 350 feet off of the river where we were.
Oh my gosh.
So the water starts rising. We're at the highest part.
Can I go a little bit deeper into that one?
Yeah,
Right?
what do you got?
So you're at 350 feet from the river's edge where it normally is.
Correct.
What's your altitude? Like how high did the water come from what normally should be to what it was when you guys got stuck? Do you know?
I don't know exactly, so don't hold me to this.
All right.
But I'll make an educated guess.
I like that.
At this point in the story, I would say we're probably close to 15 feet
Wow.
above the river.
Holy cow.
So
And you mentioned in the beginning, like this is like a 30-second, it was a 30-second rise to the first one. And now, I mean, you're talking minutes.
yeah, I'm talking minutes, and I think they have some predictions on how high it was rising altitude-wise per minute. And I don't remember the numbers right
It's
off
all
my
good.
head.
All good.
It's pretty substantial, and I 100% agree that it rose that fast.
Wow.
It was.
Holy cow.
So by the time I mentioned going through that gate that we cut open,
Yeah.
the water had caught us from the river, and that was probably 200 feet off the river at that point. So yeah, we have these openings cut, the water's still rising, and things start floating that are in this storage facility. Propane tanks are going by that have been the tops knocked off of them. They're just rolling down the road.
God.
So they go underwater and they bubble and they come up and they off gas and they just blow. And then the box trailer that we had moved got washed off. And we're watching just things go by, parts of houses, you name it, is just going by. And so at this point, we got some really deep water and the water's moving quickly. And some of the guys are hearing people screaming going down the river, right? Which is super.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I think that'll be, we talked about things being etched in your mind, right?
Yeah.
I think that is going to stick with some of the guys for a while, right? They heard that, and that's bone chilling to hear that, right?
Oh yeah.
So where we are in the story now, I guess we're up there. We've cut holes, and we're waiting to see if the water's going to go down or if it's going to come up. And it came up. And so when the boats started getting water, started floating, that's when we decided it's time to go. So the first boat, we took it off the trailer and started up. There's an opening And we'd picked up a civilian along the way that was in that first parking lot. I don't know how he got there, why he was there, but he was there.
Okay.
And so he just tagging along with us, and he was helping, like trying to help do whatever we needed to do to get out. And so the first boat gets off, and they go through the best hole we had. First means egress. They get through. Meanwhile, the guys are pushing like propane tanks off of from hitting our trucks because they're floating. The water's high enough on our trucks and our trailers now for propane tanks and RVs, because there's RVs in this storage place too.
Yeah.
And they're all just floating. So the first boat shoots through the hole. Well, they get fouled. They foul their prop. I was on this side of where they were going. The other guys were working on getting the other boat off and getting it running. So they were dead in the water. Turns out they had completely taken off all their prop. They had no prop.
It was gone.
It was all the way gone.
Oh my God.
So they're kind of floating. So I go across this little stream that was coming from above us now.
Yeah.
The water kind of come in from one side upstream and then come back down through us. Fence was holding it back at the time. I was able to kind of jump and swim across that to get a rope bag to them, to get them off of the water and out of the water. Meanwhile, the other boat has a civilian with them. And the spot where the other boat had just gone through gets covered up by an RV. The RV floats in front of the entire opening and just plugs it up so they can't go.
Oh no.
I'm on what is now the opposite side of where they are, outside of the storage place, right?
Yeah.
And the other boat has to make that pass going upstream or uphill, I guess. And then there was a converging current. So we had currents running downstream, and then we had currents running across stream back to the river.
Oh, what a trip.
Yeah. And so they had to do the other exit. Well, the other exit was not as big, and it had that converging current, which turned out to be kind of a pain. And so when they went to do their exit, they go around our trucks that are now getting water in the doors. And they go up. Well, when they hit that converging current, they got through the gap in the fence. And when they hit the converging current, it just smoked them. And it pushed them into the fence and flipped the boat up.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Yeah. So 2 of the guys got ejected from the boat. One of our guys was in the boat, and the civilian was pinned against the fence between the boat and the fence. And meanwhile, I guess I got to back up a little bit. The water was rushing hard enough that it was starting to knock down telephone poles up where we were. And so I'm watching the power lines, and the poles are starting to lean. And so we're yelling at the guys that are in this other boat to watch out for the power lines, like pay attention, they're about to fall. And so, okay, we're going to fast forward a little bit now, I guess.
All right.
So the power line is starting to look pretty bad, and there's still lights on in the stadium, because where we're at now is Ingram High School football stadium kind of parking lot area.
Okay.
And there's still lights uphill. And so I'm thinking for sure the power's still on, and I'm trying to see if the breaker's been knocked off or not to know how much we need to worry about those power lines. Can't see it, can't tell if it's tripped because it's still raining and it's dark still. And so these guys come through, civilian gets pinned, guys get ejected, they get out of the water. The guy that's still on the boat with civilian is trying to pull him from unpinning, right?
Yeah.
So he gets him unpinned, he pulls him out, gets the guy in the boat with him. When he does, the boat flattens out. They were underneath a tree. Tree limb hits one of our guys, pushes him out of the boat. So now civilians going downstream
in our boat.
In our boat.
Oh my God.
And he's looking at us, and we're trying to get to him to get ropes thrown to him, right? And crazy, the timing was the worst, right? As he breaks free and he starts going downstream, the utility poles start going down, all the way down. And the wires, I'm watching the wires and I'm watching him, and I'm like, the wires are going to fall on him. We're going to see this guy get electrocuted in a flood. And sure enough, they came down right on top of him, all the way across him. He had 2 wires on top of him, and when they hit and they didn't spark, I was like, thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Like, this guy is the luckiest guy ever. And so the wires actually turned out to be a blessing for this guy. When it went down on top of him, he swam out of them. He started throwing them off of himself, right? And when he did that, the wires caught the boat motor and stopped and slowed down the boat enough that we could get ropes to him and we could pull him in.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Holy smoke.
Yeah. Really, really wild stuff. A lot of things happen in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
And so we got all our guys recovered. We got back to dry land where we could actually get upstream if it kept coming up anymore. And I don't know if it came up much more after that, but at this point, it was those storage units that were 350 feet off the river edge were 4 feet deep in water.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So everybody kind of got their wits back about them, and okay, we're out of our jam. This guy's out of his jam. The civilian is safe. What do we need to do? And the guy's like, there's a trailer park right here that's getting flooded. And I said, okay, we need to make sure that's good. And they said, we're going to go check it out. And I said, perfect. Yep. Go check it out. Make sure everybody's good in there. Keep up with me. Tell me what's going on. And I'm going to get on the phone and we're going to get some more equipment, because this is not over. Right.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That incident that we had has nothing to do with the people that we came here to help.
Right.
So let's get some stuff. So I made a phone call to San Antonio, and talked to one of the guys here, Luke Schott. I guess it's okay to say names.
Yeah. Drop him.
And
as long as you like him. Do you like him?
I do like him. He's a great guy. Yeah.
Then we can drop his name. Heck yeah.
Yep. So he's a good guy. Everybody kind of knows him. And I start out the phone conversation with him, and he brings this up a lot, or else I probably wouldn't even remember it right. But I started off the conversation. I said, Luke, we're all good, but we had a little mishap.
And, oh my gosh. What a way to start a conversation.
Yeah. And so he's like, he says, he's like, as soon as Mark Moody told me that we're all safe and we're all good, I knew some bad things had happened, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, what do you need? And I was like, well, right now I need a couple trucks and some boat trailers. And he said, I got you. What else you need? And I said, I think that's all I need. And he said, okay, give me a second. And I could look up on my phone to see what time in the morning that was. Definitely still dark.
Yeah.
And everybody's kind of a little wired up, right?
Yeah,
and,
totally. Oh my God. A little wired up?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Adrenaline is freaking ripping through your veins right now. You're on such a high at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So the guys went through the neighborhood. I went and met up with them in the neighborhood, checked on some people, moved a couple people. There was a John boat that was borrowed for a little bit from in the neighborhood that helped get some people to some higher ground, to some friends and family that were uphill.
Yep.
And then the water started coming down a little bit. We were walking through that neighborhood and we could see we're like, the water line is higher than we are now. We're starting to come down. So I don't know. It didn't seem like very much time. We were sitting there waiting, and Luke shows up from San Antonio. He went and got some more trucks, 2 more trucks, a boat, and 2 trailers.
Oh my gosh.
And he's like, here I am. Let's go, you know?
Wow.
And we're like, okay. And so we loaded up our boats on those. We did the repairs on the boats. Nothing was damaged severely. Fixed the boats up, put them on trailers. I'm sure there's some more parts of this story that I'm missing, but we got rolling again. The water had gone down enough to get back to the main road.
Okay.
So we go back down to the main road, and this is pretty wild. I feel like this is super good support from people that are in high places, right?
Yeah.
So we get down the road, and the first person that I recognize that I see is Nim Kid. And Nim Kid is the chief of Texas Department of Emergency Medicine Management.
Oh, wow.
So he is the boss of all this, right? Like, this is what he does.
Yeah, yeah.
And he is there, and he's looking at us, and he's a normal guy, right? He was a San Antonio fireman, so he knows us. He makes it a point to know people around, and to see that guy on the ground with us was like, dude, this is amazing. And we said, Chief, what do you need? And he said, I want to get to Camp Mystic.
Oh my God.
And he's like, I don't want to tell y'all what to do because you're not really in my chain, but if it's, maybe you can check with your bosses. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think anybody's going to argue with you, you know? Whatever you want is going to happen, and that's what we want, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, ran it up, and they were like, 100% you're good to go. And so we started heading up, and we got up to a crossing in Hunt, and we couldn't cross it. The river came across the road there, and it was impassable with vehicles, not a good spot to take across boats. And we're running maps. We're like, it's a long ways to Camp Mystic.
Okay.
From this point. But we're like, well, let's try to just go upstream. People aren't on the ground where we are. You know, maybe if we just start heading up there, we can get up and we can pick up a few people that are surviving, right? So that's what we did. We dumped boats in and started heading up towards Camp Mystic in the river. Well, there was so much debris that we just kept sucking things up, and our motors would overheat. Then they'd go into limp mode, and then we'd have to pull onto the bank, and then we'd have to clean them out, and just over and over. And it just took an incredible amount of time just to go up anything. So nothing ever came floating down. Nobody came floating down while we were in that time frame with these boats. And I guess this kind of went on for a while. I don't even know. It's all kind of hazy as far as what time of day we are at this point.
Yeah.
And so we're talking to our bosses and trying to figure out what they want to do. And this time, you know, the helos, we can see them overhead. There's helicopters everywhere, and they're going to work. So that's a relief to us, right? Like, okay, this is what we need, because we can only cover a small footprint of what we can, and we can try to pick things up that are coming downstream. So we were able, at that point, we kind of backed off the river, regrouped again. And that's kind of our story for I think we were probably the first team that came in contact with this situation.
Oh my God, dude. Damn, man. That's insane. I was not expecting that story. That's, wow.
That's the story. 100% factual.
Holy shit.
I think I told you when we were talking before this started, I was like, I'm not a good storyteller.
Yeah, you're a liar.
And that's how it happened, man.
Wow, man. Dude, I'm really glad to hear that you guys made it out of what you possibly could have gone very, very wrong for you guys. We're like, all of you guys could have been lost. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for doing everything you could to get up there and help.
Yeah.
Unreal. How long were you guys there after after that, like, okay, so let's get you guys out of the water for a minute. So now you get up to a point where you're out of the river. Helicopters are now doing their job. And I mean, for obvious reasons, and we've heard this now a couple times, including yourself included, where the boats just, they couldn't perform in the water that you were driving in. The
Correct.
engines were overheating. The amount of debris and crap in the water just made you guys dead in the water. So at one point, so when you get out of your vessels out of the water and you kind of regroup, what is the mindset going on from that point forward? Because I get it where you're like, I still want to help. I still want to get in there. We're not done.
Right.
But you kind of are to an extent of like, all right, this piece of gear is now done. Rendered useless at this moment. So what are you guys doing from there?
Man, we're talking to our water group soup. We're trying to get information. Like, where can we help?
Yeah.
Like, is there any isolated spots? Is there anybody that we know of that is stuck someplace specifically? Because we can handle those incidents that are quick entries into the water and quick exits, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't spend 5-10 minutes going upstream because that's what we're going to do. We're going to kill our motors.
5 or 10 minutes and
Right.
you're done, out of commission.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's
But if
freaking
we
insane
can-
to me.
But if we can ferry over to a tree or whatnot and then come back, we can make that.
Yeah.
So we're just hoping that we can just pick some people up and just nobody at this point, nobody has any specific information on where anything is.
Yeah.
Communication is kind of poor. We have some communication with our guys here and there that I don't think civilians had any comms, right? Because all the cell towers are down for the most part.
Right. Well, and even with the cell towers being down, like if with the floods coming up that much, I mean, if your cell phone get wet, you're done.
You're done.
Yeah. Like it's not going to work anyway.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. You guys had to battle some. Wow.
Yeah, good team. Everybody came through, kept working hard, trying to
Bro.
find a solution.
Amazing.
And we're good.
Amazing. Dude,
So-
thank you so much for sharing your side of the story. And I'm glad we get this out there.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Kind of follow-up question. Did you end up going back up later and helping out?
I did.
How many days did you end up spending up there total?
After the initial days, I went back up there and I was up there for 14 more days. The initial run myself, I guess I was up there for 5 days for the initial incident.
Okay.
And I came home for a week or two.
Yeah.
And then went back for 14 days.
Went back up for how long?
Went back over 14 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough emphasis put on that where you guys went back up for a very extended amount of time. And that sounds like across the board from all the crews and everybody that could support. Starflight had an aircraft up there for like a month.
Right.
You guys are going up there for weeks on end.
Yeah. And I came home sooner than some of the guys that were on my crew. I swapped out with another water group or another squad leader. He came up and relieved me, and some of the guys stayed on. And then some guys went home for a couple of days and then came back sooner than I did.
Wow.
So some of the guys put in some serious days up there.
That's awesome. I mean, it sucks for what happened and the level of the catastrophe itself. But the fact that you guys went up there and all of you did not quit, it shows Texas Task Force 1 and everybody that was involved in that and the dedication that you guys put forward. That's amazing. Well done.
Yeah, it's super awesome to work for a thing like Texas Task Force, right? They want to do the most good. We want to do the most good.
Yeah.
And whatever we can do to do that, they're going to try to help us, right? And
Yeah.
I feel like there's always been support from them for whatever. Like, this is not, okay, yeah, we had some bad things happen. We may have lost a couple trucks, but you're back in the game. Let's go,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's cool to have support like that.
Man, that's awesome. Bro, well done to you guys, your entire crew, everybody was out there. I can't believe I'm what you guys made it through. Like, wait, I know you said that the civilian that you saved in the parking lot had a really lucky day. I would throw that to you guys as well.
Oh yeah.
Like your training experience and everything that worked out, just battle through it. Well done.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I think, yeah, for sure. I think there was maybe slightly a little divine intervention in there too.
Can I get an amen?
Yeah,
dude?
for sure. And I
God
think,
watches over us more times than we know.
oh yeah.
I give him credit for a lot.
Oh yeah. This was one of those where I think most guys that were involved in that situation, that's the only way we came out of it.
Yeah. Oh, he's got a helping hand all
Yes,
the
sir.
time, and I don't take that lightly.
Yep.
But one more question I've got for you, and then we can wrap this up. Is because of what you saw and what you had to go through, is there a piece of advice that you would pass on, like almost a lesson learned from this event that you're like, okay, if this ever happens again, this is how I would tweak that situation again?
I think anybody that's been involved in anything similar to this, if they care about their job and they care about what they do, and they're passionate about taking care of people and helping people, whenever things like this happen, it goes through their mind constantly, right?
Yeah.
In weeks afterwards, it goes through hundreds and hundreds of times during the day and at night. And then as the weeks go on, it starts slowing down, right? You
Yep.
just, during the daytime, you do your thing and you're not thinking about it as much usually. And that's what they're thinking of. So what could have I done different, right?
Yeah.
Like how could have I been better? What could have I done that would have helped more people? And so I did that a lot. And I try to think of that situation, right? Back in that situation again, and knowing what I knew at the time and what I knew was going to happen or I thought was going to happen, how I could do it different. And I can't figure out a way that the team, right? Like our whole team was making decisions and everybody was getting input, and can't think of something we could have done different knowing what we knew in that situation to make it better. But we also learn from these things too, right?
Yeah.
So I have a term that I use with some of the guys sometimes, and I talk to people about it. It's called prime-based decision making. And it's like a Rolodex of your experiences, correct? Your mind can make decisions faster than anybody could ever imagine, right?
Yeah.
In fractions of seconds.
Yeah.
And you don't realize it, but your mind is going through your Rolodex. And if you have an exact replica of an event you're in currently, it'll bring that Rolodex to the front, that card from the Rolodex, which young guys don't know what a Rolodex is.
I was going to pick on the young guys too. The Rolodex, it's like scrolling through a bunch of apps. You find the app that you need. Can we compare it to that?
Yeah,
Probably
I
not.
guess
But
maybe.
You're running through your contacts. I don't know.
Yeah, I think some people know what it is just because it's referenced a lot. But young guys are like, what's he talking about?
How's a Rolodex?
Yeah. So, and then your mind will merge cards from that Rolodex and help you make a decision for that. So we're constantly adding to it. One thing, and I think I talked to you about this off camera or off audio, I had to reimagine how bad things can get, right?
Yeah.
I didn't imagine that the water would go 4 foot deep, 350 feet off the bank of the river right there.
Yeah.
So lesson learned or something that I will use in my future is it'll get bigger than that, right?
Oh yeah.
And if you always think that it can get bigger, then you won't get surprised. And so I think that's kind of it. Like, keep your eyes open. If you think it can get bigger, it will get bigger. We're going to see bigger things, I'm sure.
Someday.
And,
could. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, I guess that's the it opened my mind a little bit to what water can do. I never imagined that it could get that big.
Oh man, Mark, I cannot thank you enough for coming on here and sharing your piece of this story. And I say piece because it was everybody had such a unique perspective and a little piece of this huge event that happened. So thank you so much for coming on and sharing that. And
Yes, sir.
that's awesome. And we're going to enjoy the rest of this whiskey together. All
Okay.
right?
I like it.
Awesome. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here.
Go!
Now it's time for me to pull chocks and take off. But before I go, I'm always looking for the memorable rescues that people have done. If you have one that you're willing to share or know somebody who has a story, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to highlight it here at the Real ResQ. For everybody that is standing by for that SAR alarm, remember, those in distress are praying for a miracle. They are going to get you. So until next time, fly safe and swim hard. Thank you for joining me today here at the Real ResQ Podcast, powered by Vertical Helicast. We'd also like to say thank you to our sponsors for this episode.
Breeze Eastern. For over 80 years, Breeze Eastern has designed and manufactured battle-proven aerial rescue hoists, winches, and cargo hooks. Each product is carefully crafted to support demanding mission scenarios, ensuring the job gets done safely and efficiently. Visit them today at www.breeze-eastern.com. Precision Aviation Group. Mission-critical operators and fleet managers rely on Precision Aviation Group as a worldwide leading rotor and fixed-wing MRO provider. PAG provides tip-to-tail solutions in 4 MRO segments: avionics, components, engines, and manufacturing DER services. A single point of contact gives you access to over 150 million in inventory, globally 24/7. Just call 800-537-2778. Precision Aviation Group. Others sell parts. We sell support.
And Ready Bar, originally made for astronauts, now designed for first responders and built for you. This high-performance meal bar provides complete nutrition without the sugar crash. A must-have for any helmet bag, swimmer bag, or everyday pack. Get yours today at getreadybar.com and use the promo code RESQ10 for 10% off. Ready Bar, zero crash, all fuel. What's up, Brett?
Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, we are here in Austin, Texas. We're going to do a bit of training, your monthly training with Texas Task Force 1. And we're here with the National Guard. You've got 2 helicopter units here. We're going to do some training. So can you tell us a little bit about what's going on?
Sure, you bet. Yeah, so exactly right. Our partnership is with Texas Army National Guard. So we fly with multiple units from around the state. Today we've got a medevac UH-60 from San Antonio, and we've got an assault UH-60 from Austin. So it's kind of our typical cruise. We're doing our monthly recurrence training for all crew member positions. So the hoist operators are getting their checkoffs done, pilots are getting their checkoffs done, and then the rescuers are getting their checkoffs done as well. So we're going to spend the day out here doing as much hoist work as we can do.
That's awesome. And you're going to let me jump in on some of this stuff, aren't you?
Hopefully, yeah.
Oh,
we're going to do our best.
I'm excited. Dude, thanks, Brett. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Thanks.
Thanks for being here.
Let's go.
Yep.